Welcome back to We Need to Talk, ladies and gentlemen, the show where we look at football on the internet over the past 7 days. I can't remember if that's the same intro Joe does nowadays. But yes, of course, I am here presenting We Need to Talk because Joe was off skiing in Austria and nearly broke his ACL. But anyway, it doesn't matter because I've got the great job of being able to deliver some good news for Manchester United fans everywhere. That's right, today we need to talk about Erik Ten Hag. That's right, although it's yet to be confirmed, give it a week, it seems almost guaranteed that Erik Ten Hag will be sitting in the home dugout of Old Trafford next season. For the last 3 months, Manchester United have been looking for their next permanent manager after hiring Ralf Rangnick in an interim role, who may still step into a consultancy basis after this season. The main job was finding who could be the next permanent manager for the Red Devils. And even though United sources have come out to say that no agreement has been found with any manager yet, so everything is still on the table, it's kind of something they need to say just in case something goes wrong with, say, Ten Hag, and they can go back to Poch. It looks as if it's almost Ten Hag's job. It's even supposed that Ralf Rangnick has given his own approval for Ten Hag. Supposedly Rangnick is actually not involved in any of the negotiations or even consulted. But behind the scenes, it is meant to be believed that he has said that Ten Hag is the right man to take over. And look, it isn't confirmed yet. It's a lot of trusted journalists, the BBC as well, have reported it to Sky Sports too, that Ten Hag is the main guy, he is the favourite, and that next week it could be announced that he will be taking over next season. Obviously, there's a lot of things that need to be sorted out, like his deal with Ajax. United will have to pay €2 million or around €2 million to release him from his current job with Ajax so he can become the United manager. And to a club like Manchester United, like €2 million is literally pennies. But not everybody is keen on Ten Hag. When speaking on Monday Night Football, Wayne Rooney said that Pochettino was his favourite.
I think Pochettino has done it in the Premier League. He knows the Premier League. He's got at Tottenham, he brought a lot of young players through. At Southampton as well, he brought a lot of young players through. So if I'm choosing from one of them two, that's who I'd choose. I'd go with Pochettino and give him time. I think for managers now, they need time to come in and actually put their blueprint on the club, on the team. And if you give him time, I think he'll do well.
Now, from the outset, it kind of looked like even though there were rumours of Lopetegui and Luis Enrique, it was always going to come down to Mauricio Pochettino and Erik Ten Hag. Lopetegui just wasn't probably quite the right fit for Man United, and Luis Enrique just wasn't going to be possible until after this year's World Cup. And to be quite honest, up until about a month ago, it felt like Poch was in the driving seat. We only have to think back to 2019 when there was pressure on United to hire Pochettino. In the summer of 2019, there was that pressure after Tottenham had reached the Champions League final to bring Poch in. And then when he left the North London club in November, again in November 2019, there was pressure to bring in Poch then when he was a free manager. And again, up until about a month ago, he was still the main man. When Solskjaer was sacked 5 months ago, Pochettino's stock was also in good shape, with Paris Saint-Germain off to a great start in the league and having beaten Man City in the Champions League. A win which kind of came through Pochettino's tactical decisions. He made changes during the game. He also had Lionel Messi, which does help when you have someone of that talent. But still, he was very good, and he was credited with being Manchester United's favourite. They even did supposedly try to go for him, but complications over an exit package and how much United would have to pay PSG if they wanted him made them pull the plug and maybe wait it out. And then you saw recently with him even being rumoured to maybe leave PSG at the end of this season, felt that like United could get their man without having to pay the money that would be needed. But fast forward to now, and it's a very different opinion. We've put polls out. I've seen Gary Neville put polls out. Joe has put polls out on Twitter. And United fans, to about 80 to 70%, are in the majority favour for Ten Hag over Mauricio Pochettino. And it's odd, you know, the fan side of things all want Ten Hag, but when you look at the kind of old players that used to play for the club or linked with Manchester United, they all favour Mauricio Pochettino. Wayne Rooney did, Gary Neville did. So there is a split opinion over which manager is better. But it looks like Ten Hag has taken the biscuit. And I can kind of understand why. United fans feel like they know what Pochettino is. They know the level that he could possibly achieve. And to try and beat a team like Man City and Liverpool, he may not be able to do it. They've seen 6 years of Pochettino with Spurs and in the Premier League. They've seen how it's kind of going now with him at PSG. He's already looking like he might be leaving. Whereas with Ten Hag, there is questions. Like, there's a really, really big possibility. Like, Ten Hag is one of the most sought after managers in Europe. He has a possibility of being one of the best in the world, if not kind of already. Like, he's made a rebuild with this Ajax squad. And the kind of future that Ten Hag may have compared to Pochettino at United seems more exciting, it feels, to the Red Devil fans. And when you think back to it, ironically, it was actually Pochettino's Spurs side that beat Ajax when they were 3-0 down in the Champions League semi-final to make it to that final in 2019. But as I kind of mentioned, I think what has maybe stretched it is what United need right now is a big rebuild. And we've seen Ten Hag do that with Ajax. They lost Frenkie de Jong, they lost Matthias de Ligt, they lost Hakim Ziyech, 3 very, very key players. Van der Beek, 4 very, very key players to Manchester United, obviously with Van der Beek. And he replaced them. He replaced them fantastically well. He got them adapting to a new style of football. And you see the likes of Anthony, who is now killing it. Sebastian Haller, who is now killing it. He's managed to do a rebuild, which is what something that United are crying out for. And he's been getting his flowers recently too. Here's what his soon-to-be rival, Pep Guardiola, had to say about him.
He's an incredible person, human being. I was surprised how humble and good. And after about the quality skills, just take a look. His Ajax in the last years is a joy to watch. It's for Ajax culture. Ajax is one of the teams, so maybe the team that have an incredible pattern, methodology, tradition in the way they play. It doesn't matter the manager, the players always they defend. Since Rinus Michels or Kovacs or Johan Cruyff in that period. So personally is what I try to do in Munich. When I leave Barcelona, I come here when I leave Barcelona too. So to prove myself, if what I believe do it in our countries. But in terms of quality, just take a look at his teams.
Now, again, it's not confirmed yet because Ten Hag does have certain assurances he wants from United before he agrees to become the manager, which Dutch journalist Marcel van der Graan has explained here.
And they expect him to leave, but it is not a done thing yet. Erik Ten Hag wants 2 major guarantees, and one of them is a backroom staff which will fit him, which will fit United, and which is good for him in a total setup of changing the club's philosophy, changing the club's identity. And the other one is guarantees on freedom with his management with players. I mean, there are players who are older, there are players who have massive experience like Cristiano Ronaldo, but what happens if he wants to change to a playing style which, you know, suits far more very young players, which he has done at Ajax.
What I will say as well, why it does look even more so like Ten Hag, is he's already looking into what backroom staff members he wants to add and bring. Supposedly he wants to add another 2 more to his current staff that have links with Holland and Manchester United. So Robin van Persie's been spoken about, Jaap Stam, Ruud van Nistelrooy, and even Steve McLaren have all been mentioned. And you wouldn't really do this unless your process becoming the next manager was very, very close to being complete. Now, again, I do have to stress, we aren't there just yet. Those kind of things that were mentioned by Marcel, the Dutch journalist, are still very, very important. There are going to have to be some big decisions to be made for United this summer. Paul Pogba, what happens to him? Will he sign a new deal with Erik Ten Hag's in charge? Does Erik Ten Hag even want to bother dealing with what's happened with Paul Pogba? Have we just seen enough of what Pogba and United's relationship is going to be like, that for someone like Ten Hag, he doesn't want to have to deal with that kind of stuff? And most likely, I think he will just let him leave. You've also then got Cristiano Ronaldo. One of the things Ten Hag has said is he doesn't want to have to deal with egos. He doesn't want to have to deal with not pleasing somebody, that if he tells them they're not in the squad, they're not in the squad. And someone like Cristiano Ronaldo is not going to want to do that. He signed a 2-year deal. He's played already like 3/4 of that first season. He's still got one more season. They're paying him a ridiculous amount of money, and he can't just sit on the bench. But they're bringing Ten Hag in and telling him that he has full control of what he wants with the squad and what he can tell players and who he wants to get rid of. Then Ronaldo might not be there next season either. You've also got his transfer budget and which players he wants to bring in. I mean, we're going to go more into detail on that on Sunday Vibes, so wait for that. But United need a DM. United possibly need a right back. United probably need another striker. United probably need a winger. Those are 3 positions that are... 4, I can't do my maths. 4 positions that are crucial. And United are going to have to be spending upwards of £150 million this summer to try and recruit at least 3 of those positions for a decent standard, and they're going to have to be the targets that Ten Hag wants. But overall, I think from a United fan's point of view, they must be over the moon. Like, you don't want to be going into the summer still not knowing who your manager's going to be. The players are going to be the exact same boat as well. They want to know what their futures are. For players like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who kind of seem like they're out of the loop, and other guys like that, Donny van de Beek must be over the moon with this move. They've got another chance, and I think Ten Hag will give them that chance to prove to him that they are worthy of being in his squad. And if they go the kind of Ajax route, they're going to be playing really exciting football. That's what Ten Hag wants to do. Like, look, he's learned from Pep Guardiola at Bayern Munich. Like, he was his right-hand man. He's learned from some unbelievable guys. Like, he's implemented his own way at Ajax. And if he can bring that over to Manchester United, like, they're going to be playing really, really attractive football. And fans must be over the moon because they've not seen that kind of football since Sir Alex Ferguson left, really. Like, the top 6 next season are all going to, maybe apart from Spurs with Antonio Conte, but are all going to have progressive managers who are trying to play expansive football, like really entertaining stuff. And Ten Hag is going to be one of those guys. It's going to be really interesting to see him take the step up from Ajax to a club like Manchester United. You kind of maybe even wanted him to go to like a bit more of a middling club before that, like a Dortmund or something like that, to really see him test himself and how he can deal with like the ego side of things and all that kind of stuff, maybe. But it looks like he's going to go for that United step up now. I really hope it works out for him. Obviously, as a rival fan, like you don't want United to become what they once were. But with Erik Ten Hag, like, it's a really, really smart appointment. It's really, really good, and the future could be possibly massive. Like, it's going to take time as well. This is one of the biggest things. 5 years he's talking about it. There's these talks about a 5-year plan. United might not challenge for the title within the next 3 years, but that 4th year and that 5th year and so on and so forth could be really, really exciting. There's a lot of time, but patience is going to be needed. Wayne Rooney said as much, even though it was about Pochettino. He said whatever new manager comes in, there needs to be patience. Next year, the aim, okay, it's probably going to be top 4. Probably. And there's going to be some dark days and there's going to be some rough times, but it's about sticking through it. But that is where we are with Erik Ten Hag and Manchester United. It could be announced within a week's time. It'll be very, very interesting. I'm sure you'll get Joe's opinions and thoughts in due course. From as I said, from a rival point of view, like, it really is a worry, because United could be back to their best in a couple of years' time. We'll have to wait and see. Like, so much of it depends on just the United board, like, giving him what he wants and kind of being willing to go through a few dark patches before it gets better. But we'll have to wait and see. Please let me know what you guys think of this managerial appointment down in the description below. Would you have gone Poch instead? Let me know down there too. Which players do you think he has to get rid of? Which players do you think he has to bring in? Get down in the comments. I'll try and reply to some. But that has been We Need to Talk. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you want to see more Football Daily content, then click on screen right now. If you've enjoyed this, then like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And also, a huge video going live tomorrow on Football Daily. Please check it out. Football Daily, The Chase. All right, have a good one. Bye.